Hey, let's get into it. William Wilberforce spent decades fighting to end the British slave trade. He was mocked, opposed, attacked. People questioned his motives. Others resisted him because, slavery, it was tied to money and power and comfort in that day. And uh, his cause, it just wasn't popular. And the fight to end it took way longer than he wanted. But what made Wilberforce so powerful wasn't just his arguments, it was his life. Um, he kept going in his fight without becoming cruel. He fought evil without becoming consumed by hatred, and he held deep convictions without losing his humility, so that people could disagree with him, but it was really hard to dismiss the way that he lived and conducted himself. And that's the kind of witness that Peter is calling Christians to here in 1 Peter 2:15. For this is the will of God, that by doing good you should put to silence the ignorance of foolish people. Peter says that this is the will of God. That should obviously get our attention. God doesn't give us specifics for every single difficult situation we might find ourselves in, but He gives us some principles. And this is a specific principle here, that God's will is that by doing good, that we would silence the ignorance of foolish people around us. And Peter doesn't say that we silence people by winning every argument or that we silence them by being simply louder, sharper, or more clever. He says the way that we silence people is by doing good. That we need to know that we need to know the defense for our faith. And there's a time to explain it and a time to speak truth for sure. And there's a time to answer honestly when people ask what we believe. But Peter's reminding us that our lives, the way that we live, is part of our defense. The way that we live can either support what we say or kind of undercut it. If we speak about grace but live with arrogance, people they'll write off the whole message. And if we speak about truth but kind of bend the truth when it benefits us, then we kind of slander our own message. And maybe if we speak about love but treat people with contempt, then people will accuse us of being fake. The opposite is also true, that when Christians, when we live with integrity and patience and courage and love, it becomes harder for people to believe every accusation that's made against our faith. A faithful life doesn't answer every question, but it does remove some of the excuses. Peter says there's always going to be kind of ignorant talk. Some people are going to misunderstand Christians. They're going to make false assumptions. And some will mock the things about us that they don't understand. Our calling is not to panic every time that happens. It's to just to keep doing good, to keep showing up with integrity, to keep loving even when it costs us, to keep serving when no one is applauding, and also just to keep speaking truth without becoming harsh, and to let the shape of our lives make the goodness of Jesus visible. So today, ask yourself, is my life helping to defend our faith? Not my opinions or my words, my life. Because sometimes the strongest answer is not an argument. Sometimes the strongest answer is just a steady, faithful, honorable life that keeps pointing people back to Jesus. Wherever you find yourself, God goes with you today.